Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is a video for classwork day 3B for your final 3B. So again, I split day 3 into day 3A and 3B. So there's less work on each day to make it a little bit easier for you. So again, you're gonna see a lot of the same topics here, a lot of transformations and a lot of similar figures. So here we go. Which drawing best represents a reflection over the vertical line, over a vertical line? So it's really, really important that you know what vertical is, okay? So vertical means up and down. That means you're folding the paper this way. So which one looks like that? And that would be this one over here. This one actually is a reflection, but this one's going to be reflection. If I can spell, reflection over a horizontal line. So you had something similar to this on 3A, but now we have to choose which one. Okay, so your steps, here we go. So a reflection, very important. You want to remember, it's always the same shape and size. Always the same shape and size, but you have to know the characteristics that they face in opposite directions. And what's really, really important, remember that spacing to the line, right? This is your vertical line. That has to be the same. So if it's 3 units to the left, it has to be 3 units to the right. So same distance from the line of reflection, or what we call sometimes the mirror line. All right, number 2. A teacher wants to make paper hearts for her students. She wants them to all be the same size. She traces around a pattern for the heart several times on a sheet of paper. What transformation should she not use? Okay, so if I want all these hearts to be the same exact size, I don't want to have one smaller and one bigger. So which one am I not going to use? So basically I'm asking you which one changes the size, which transformation, and that would be dilation. Okay, dilation changes the size. So I do not want that when I am making you these paper hearts. I don't want that. All right, number 3, this is our tough one. This is definitely the toughest one, I think, on both of the days, in my opinion, at least. So let's see how you do with this one. Which sequence of transformation is performed so that figure 1 is congruent to figure 3? Okay, so we're going to go from figure 1 to figure 2. Okay, so to go from here to here. And then we're going to go, and you can tell me another one, to go from 2 to 3. Okay, now the good news is when I test you this, when I give you this test and I'm going to give you this final whatever, I'm going to make this all multiple choice to make it easier for you. All right, so what do you notice? You have A to the left, B on top, C to the right, A prime, B prime, C prime. So to me, it looks like these both face in the same direction because the letters are there in the same direction. It looks like they are definitely the same shape, definitely the same size, and again, same direction. So because this just slid over, that would be a translation. So slid, remember the S in translation just tells you it's slid over. All right, now, how do we go from 2 to 3? Well, it definitely still looks like they're a triangle, and it's still the same exact size. So dilation should not be used for any of this whatsoever. This is not in the same direction, and it's definitely not even in opposite direction. Opposite would look like this. This definitely was turned. So which one means turn? And that is rotation. Remember the T in rotation stands for turn. So we had a translation and then we had a rotation. So hopefully you could figure that out. Let's give you some notes. So translation is your slide. Very important. You want to remember it's the same shape, same size, same direction. So everything is the same. And then for your rotation, that's going to be your turn. And again, it's going to be the same shape and same size, but I don't really know another word for turn, so that's just going to be a turn. I'm just going to write down a turn again. I can't think of another thing to say. All right, number 4. Point A has the coordinates 6, 2. After dilation, the coordinates are A prime, 18, 6. What is the scale factor? All right, so this day is definitely a little bit tougher than 3A, that's for sure. So I'm giving you 6, 2. And then I'm also giving you the new points. Remember, we call this the image. Okay, we call this the original and this the image. And I want to know, well, what did I multiply 6 by to get it to be 18? What did I multiply 2 by to get it to be 6? Okay, so 6 times what is 18? And 2 times that same number, they have to be the same, is 6. So can you figure it out? 6 times what is 18? Or 2 times what is 6? And that would be 3. So your scale factor is 3. And if you're ever stuck, you just kind of just go backwards. You take those two numbers and you do them opposite, and that'll give you the scale factor. So that's just a little trick. So you want to find the number that you multiply the original coordinates by to get the image. Okay, so what did I multiply 6 and 2 by to get it to be 18 and 6? And that would be 3. All right, next page. Under what type of transformation can the image be a different size? So we kind of just talked about this on the previous page. What is the only one that's a different size? And if you guessed dilation, you were correct. So dilations are always different sizes. Okay, number 6. A triangle is drawn entirely in quadrant 1. Okay, so we have X, we have Y. Remember, you make the C. You started here, so that's quadrant 1. I moved to here, that's quadrant 2. I kept going to this quadrant next, and I finished up over here, and that's how you know 1, 2, 3, and 4. So quadrant 1, I have a triangle. And I want to reflect it. So here's my quadrant. And I want to reflect it this time over the y-axis. Remember in 3a, I reflected over the x. Now I reflected over the y. So if you can imagine taking your paper and folding it this way, okay? You want to fold it like this. It should end up right here in quadrant 2. So remember, your y-axis is your vertical axis. That's the one that's straight up and down. And I guess I'll just go over reflection again. Reflection, again, is that flip. Remember, the F in reflection stands for flip. And that's your same shape and size. And this one, they face in opposite directions. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell because I made my triangle so perfect, but they do. All right, 7. Oh, we haven't done this yet. Rotation of 180. Ooh, so there was a rule that you were taught. We did reflection over the x, that meant to change the y coordinate. We did reflection over the y, and that meant to change the x. What was the rule when you reflected over the origin? So that rule was to change both. So positive 2 became negative 2. Positive 3 became negative 3. So your rule is negative x, negative y. And you want to change the sign of both the x and y values. Now, I don't think I have, maybe I can use this really quick. So if I have right here. So if I have this point right here, 2, 3, and I want to rotate it 180 degrees, that means I'm going to move it, I'm going to turn it 1 rotation and then a second rotation. Okay, so if you notice now, this new point is actually in quadrant 1, 2, 3. It's 2 to the left and 1, 2, 3 down. So you have to imagine 2 to the left would be negative 2 and 3 down would be negative 3. So if you don't remember the rule, and this is the only rule I think I'm testing you on, by the way. If you can't remember the rule, but you change the sign of both, look for a graph and just use that. All right, number 8. So we have another similar figure, and we want to find the value of x. So let's find our matching sides. So x matches with 5, so 5 goes with x. And then we have 2 other sets of corresponding sides. Doesn't really matter which one you want to use. I'm going to use the left ones, 3 to 12, and set up your proportion. So I have 3 to 12, so 3 over 12, and 5 to x, so 5 over x. So you want to cross multiply. We get 3x equals 60. Do your division, and you're going to get x equals 20. X equals 20. So set up a proportion using, again, that fancy word corresponding sides. That just means the matching sides, like the left side to the left side, or the hypotenuse to the hypotenuse, and you're going to cross multiply. All right, so we got 2 more for this day. This day has a little bit more than the other day. All right, so number 9, find the missing side length of x. So again, it looks like we are just doing those matching sides again. So 7 matches with x, and 3 matches with 2.5. So 7 with x, 7 over x. 3 with 2.5, 3 over 2.5. Cross multiply, we get 3x equals 17.5. Just going to check this one. 17.5 divided by 3. Hopefully you'll have your calculator. If you don't have your calculator, please let me know. Divided by 3 is, why is that a decimal? Oh, because it says nearest 10th. That's why. Okay. So 10th is the first spot. Because remember, if it doesn't say to round and you get a decimal, that's how you know it's wrong. Okay, so I look to the hundredths, the 3. The 3 does not round this up, so it's going to be 5.8. X equals 5.8. So set up a proportion using corresponding sides. And then we're going to cross, again, corresponding means matching, okay, or same position. That's probably important that I wrote that down. Same position. Then you're going to cross multiply to solve. And this time I have to add in round to the nearest 10th, because we didn't have to do that before. Okay, so we have one more question on day 3B. So here we go. If you translate the figure, oh, this is what we did before. 1 unit down and 2 to the left. What are the coordinates of the new image? All right, so again, day 3B is a little more difficult. So it looks like we have to do all of them this time. And this kind of printed out, kind of light. Oh, well, okay. So let's start with this one up here. We're going to go 1 unit down, and we're going to go 2 to the left. So 1, 2. So that's this dot right here. So that's 0, 2. And you do whatever order you want to do them in. All right, so I'm going to do this one next. So I'm going to go 1 unit down and 2 to the left. And I think that's right there. -3, -2. Again, any order you write these in are fine, as long as you get it right. 1 unit down, 2 to the left, and that's 0, -2. So those are your 3 coordinates. So it's similar to what we did on 3A, but a little more difficult because it's 3B. So move the figure according to the directions given. So remember, that's the number of spaces and the direction. Okay, that's important. It's all about you move the correct number of spaces and the correct distance. It would help if I actually made this look like a nice triangle for you. All right, so we've come to the point in the video where you should stop it, try the next couple questions on your own, and then when you're done, come back and turn it on and see how you did. All right, well, let's see how you did with these new questions for day 3B. So which drawing best represents a reflection over a vertical line? Remember, vertical line means up and down. So you're going to fold it up this way. Okay, you're going to fold it this way, so it should be left to right. So this is showing your mirror image line right there. Number 12, so it's telling me that I don't want them to be the same. I want them to be the same size. And which one would I use? Should she not use? So I want all my stars. I want them all to be the same exact size. I don't want any bigger at all. That's no good. So which one would I not use? And you should have put dilation. Okay, 13. So we're going to go from 1 to 2, and then from 2 to 3. So there's going to be 2 transformations. So 1 to 2, same shape, same size, even the same direction. Because look, A is on the left and C is on the right. Okay, so A is on the left, A prime, and C prime is on the right. So same shape, same size, same direction. You should have put translation. Now this next one, this triangle turned. Okay, it was here. Not triangle, sorry, arrow. Arrow was up, pointing up here. Now it's pointing down here. So you should know that that is a rotation. So translation and rotation, the same ones as before, that would give you the right answers. Okay, so we have a dilation. And again, it's telling me that point A is 3, 5. And it's got to go to A prime, which is 21, 35. So what did you multiply by? What did I multiply this and this by to get to be 21 and 35? You should have told me that my scale factor was 7. 3 times 7 is 21, and 5 times 7 is 35. Again, if you're not sure, take the two x values and just divide them. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay, under what type of transformation can the image be a different size? Different size, we know from our star question, would be dilation. A triangle is drawn entirely in quadrant 3. Okay, I'm kind of running out of room. X, Y, so 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have a triangle here, and you want to reflect it over the y-axis. Okay, that's similar to what you just did here in question number 11. So it's going to be folded this way. Okay, so this triangle, we're going to fold it over. It's going to land over here, and that's going to be in quadrant 4. So if you put 4, you got it right. Okay, rotation of 180. So we learned you change both. You change the sign. Let me write the sign of both. Okay. Did I write that in both? Yes, change the sign. Good. So -6 would go to +6, and +4 would go to -4. So if you got 6, -4, you got it correct. All right, so we have two similar figure questions. So hopefully you matched up your corresponding sides. So 3 with 6 and 5 with x. 3 with 6, they're both the left sides. 5 with x, they're both the hypotenuse. 3x equals 30 divided by 3. You should have gotten 10. 13 goes with x. 6 goes with 4.5. The only difference, this one is nearest 10, so be careful. So 13 goes with x, 13 over x. 6 goes with 4.5. So cross multiply, you get 6x equals 58.5. Divide by 6, divide by 6. Okay, let's see what we have. So nearest, what was it? Nearest 10th. So 10th hundred. So that 5 will round that 7 up, and that will go to 9.8. All right, and last but not least, 3 units down and 1 unit right. Oh, I can't see, it's so light. Okay, 3 units down, 1, 2, 3, and 1 to the right. Okay, so that first point looks like it is 3, 0. Next one, 3 units down, 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. So that's 0, -4. Again, any order you do this in, just as long as you have the right points. 3 units down, 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. So it's 3, -4. Okay, so you have 3 zeros, one of your points. 0, -4 as one of your points. And then 3, -4 as one of the points. All right, hopefully you did okay with lesson day 3B. Again, when you're going to do your homework tonight, it's going to have some of the 3B stuff, and then I'll have some of the 3A stuff. We always go back and review the day before. Make sure you post it on Google Classroom so you get credit. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.